Really? Check, check. We good? We good? How the levels over there? It sounds like we good. It sounds like we gotta go.
I think we gotta go. I can actually start my dance and do my...
You can do it all over again.
Hi, everybody.
Greetings, greetings.
How are you? Welcome to Here to Help You, everybody. Thank you for joining us. I'm sorry we're a little bit late. Things happen.
It does. Blame the weather.
Yes. Blame the weather.
Blame the weather.
Maybe it's weather that's causing these technical difficulties that we're having. But it's okay. They're almost done, it looks like. It looks like we are all systems go.
Let's do it.
And it's funny because I just sat here and talked for the last, 5 minutes to myself. It was interesting.
I'm not realizing that, of course,
we weren't.
No, we were no go. It happens.
Supposed to do it.
It
so
happens.
Welcome.
Welcome.
I'd like to introduce my co-host, the Don, Dave Rankin.
Alongside the Donette, Simone, Jennifer Smith.
I still don't even know what part of that whole skit I should do again because now it just seems redundant.
Well,
you like always, that word, eh?
Yes, I do. But you know what? Let's just take it for what it is.
Yeah, I think we're going to.
There you go.
So when we were talking to ourselves, we were actually introducing to everybody, or just telling everybody what's going on in the city this week because we feel like a part of our role being a community show is to share what's happening in the community as well.
Yes.
We have our guests on, but it's good to kind of share what's happening.
Exactly.
If no one knows, I'm sure everyone's aware, we did have the Hurricane Irma Relief Marathon on Friday. So if you missed any of those, it was back to back to back to back.
The whole lineup. Excellent
shows. A lot of,
Everybody did a wonderful job.
Yeah.
Shout out to the engineer. I can't even fathom in regards to how long, he was here from the jump.
And how hot it was.
He was at the end to make sure everybody was on time, on point, and
yes.
And we thank you very much for your efforts.
We appreciate you. Hold on. Okay. Yay. We're good. I'm not talking to myself anymore. That's awesome. So that's one thing we missed is if you guys get a chance, go look on YouTube. All the videos from all the shows are there. I actually was on twice. I was on 2 shows. I was on ours and then Alyssa on Real Talk. So there's a lot of good stuff. Our news show was on.
Yes. Shout outs to Kim and Doug.
Is it Kim and
Doug?
I had Kim and Kelly didn't before, didn't
yes,
I?
Yes, you did. Kim and Doug.
See, I nearly did it again too.
It happens.
This is why you're here, Dave. So let's quickly, because we have a special guest today.
Yes, we do.
I forgot to say this again. I was talking to myself, so I can't remember what I've said or haven't said.
That's okay.
But we have a special guest today. Today is Perspective Day.
Mm-hmm.
And I call it Perspective Day, and I'd rather just bring him out here.
For him to go in and shed his perspective, of course.
Yeah, I'm not going to say it. I don't want to ruin the surprise for anybody. This is a very good friend of both Dave and Dave and myself.
Yes.
And he is going to offer some perspective on the other side of things. We've never had a guest like him.
No.
He's an interesting man.
Yes, and you know what? We expect it to be a wonderful conversation. Of course, and by means, everybody who's just out there just tuning in, please just take it for what it is. You know what I'm saying? Call in if you get a chance to, 647-931-4701. And of course, shed your perspective as well.
Yeah, this is an interesting topic that we're going to be talking about today. I posted a little bit about it. We're going to be talking about, I don't want to give it away, but I already spoke about it.
It's already posted.
He's a European father, European descent father with African children.
Yes.
And he's going to speak about...
And not adopted, by the way.
Not adopted. No, these are his children.
Yes.
And he has a very interesting take on raising children and how he's done it. I've always been kind of very proud of, to be honest with you. I'm very respectful of how he's handling it. I think it's excellent, especially he has 2 boys and 2 girls.
Right.
So he has
It's a house full.
Yeah, he's right down the middle, but he's doing some great things with his children. And I think it'd be great to share with the community,
what
again,
he does, how he does it. Exactly.
Perspective.
Very true.
So, before we get into him,
let's tell the people of the city what's happening in our city this week. Can we go to picture number 1 for me, please, to start it off?
See if I can do it again.
There we go. Excellent. Thank you so much, young lady. Rakem Sekou, a.k.a. Rekim Sekou, also known as Carl E. Stevens Jr. He's going to be in town this Thursday. He's going to be, of course, my girl. What are you doing? Are you holding the picture?
I'm holding the picture.
That way it won't fall, right? This Thursday, he's in town. He's going to be talking about, of course, tantric sex and also the ideology behind, of course, monogamous relationships and how it can go ahead and actually work against us as Africans. Tantric sex. Yes, I'm sure this is a subject of interest.
Tantric sex.
Yes.
Tantric sex. Should be interesting.
Of course, I mean, there is a spiritual aspect, of course, to sex, which a lot of us simply just do not tap into. Because, of course, the day is about nerve endings, right? So we know how that goes.
Is that what it's about?
Well, then again, for a lot of us, I mean, comparing it, let's look at regards to like what's happening in our society today, especially now today, right? Everybody's hypersexualized.
That
or at least
true.
Most of us.
Most people are. Yeah.
Right?
I guess so. I wish we could go. We have to work.
We do. It happens.
So we'll miss the tantric sex stuff, but
I'm sure we'll get an update. Picture number 2 for me, please. Chef Yuya Asan. He is the founder of the A New Life Global Ministries. This gentleman here, he is an elder in the Yoruba tradition. So we're looking at, of course, the Orishas, the Shangos, the Oyas, the Obatalas, you name it, all from West Africa. And of course, he's going to be speaking to the people of Toronto, right, and helping everybody go ahead.
I'm being silly. I'm sorry.
Spirituality.
I'm seeing you sit here trying to be really serious.
No, I ain't serious, man. Okay. I'm smiling with you as you smile at me, right? Okay. I tell you.
Sorry. Continue about.
He's going to be at the different book list this weekend, this Saturday coming. Hours from 6 to 9. This is a newlions.com Productions.
What's happening this Sunday? You're leaving things out.
Hold on, we got time for Sunday. Could we go to picture number 3, please? There's a Toronto Coaches Conference. In fact, there's a bunch of few things which will be taking place at the literally.
Hold on, a bunch of few.
A bunch of few.
That
right?
doesn't make sense.
There we go, a bunch of few. I tell you, huh? You would think I'm not an English teacher.
So let me correct you because I want to help you out here. There's a lot of things,
plethora,
or a multitude. There's different things you can say.
Thank you. That's why you are my friend.
Got you, Dave. Got you.
So, the Toronto Coaches Conference taking place at the Learning Enrichment Center. That is over by 116 Industry. This is this Sunday coming. It's an all-day event. It's also coupled with a few other items as well. You have the Literacy Expo. There is there's a youth conference as well, which is taking place, and as well as can't forget, of course, an authors link up as well. So we're looking at, of course, like different authors from all types of walks of life, who penned all different types of like magic. And of course, they get a chance to go ahead and rap, you know what I'm saying? Exchange ideals, and by means, of course, who knows, maybe they get a joint effort at some point in time.
That'd be cool.
Right?
Sunday. This is my favorite part.
Also, I'm going to be there at the Literary Expo this weekend.
That's
right?
So exciting.
Yes, I'll be spinning some music, so I'll be musically entertaining everybody. If you see me, please say hello. Request a tune.
DJ Dave Rankin.
Yes, I shall
nights,
be there.
Care 101 Radio.
Mm-hmm.
Best Afro House DJ in Toronto. www.care101.com. There's my spin.
Yes, I noticed.
It's exciting though. Like you'll be, you're doing what you love, and
it is.
It's going to be in the community, and of course, we're going to be there. So, yeah, definitely come and drop by.
Yes, for sure,
Come say hi. I'll be there. I'm going to be the hype girl. That's going to be my job at the back, the wordsmith.
Yes, the wordsmith.
So, when we get back, we are going to have our special guest here. You guys are in for a treat. welcome back, everybody.
Welcome back.
Welcome back. Let me bring my mic a little closer so people can hear me. There we go. All right, everybody. So today, I told everyone that I was going to have a special guest in here who happens to be a very good friend of mine as well. What makes him so special? Well, I'll let him tell you. Darcy. I'm just joking. No, I'm just joking.
Wow.
I'm not doing that. I would like to present to the My TCN TV network, Mr. Darcy Hoover.
Thank you very much, Simone.
I don't have a clap.
So,
Thank you, Simone, and thank you, Dave, for having me on this show.
no problem.
We brought you here for good reasons.
Yes.
But you know what? Before we go any further, Mr. Hoover, tell us, who are you?
In a nutshell.
In a nutshell.
Yes.
In a nutshell.
In a nutshell,
in a
who are
nutshell.
you?
Well, I've worked in media arts for 25 years, everywhere from film to television to theater to marketing a city currently.
We have to get there. Hold that one. Hold that one, okay?
I'm also a father of four, an enthusiastic father of four, who are all into the arts and all into their own thing. They happen to be of African descent, but they are mine. I am the father.
Are you sure?
And we're raising them all.
Oh,
Did
gosh.
Maury say so?
Did Maury say so? Stop it.
This is how she treats all the kids. I have 2 girls and 2 boys, and
Yes.
It's very important that I raise them so they appreciate their past, their mother's past, and my past as well, equal.
Mm.
Very, very awesome. Well, I'm hearing myself.
Yes.
That's cool.
I know.
Okay, continue, Mr. Hoover. So you've been doing this for 25 years, media and marketing.
Media arts, yeah. My kids are only 17, but I mean they started to get moving into it, and so I started to just really get them out there, going to cultural events, so they could celebrate their heritage, because it's how the society is going to view them, whether they're half white or half black. It doesn't matter. They will always be seen as that.
Yeah, exactly.
So, being that we live out of town in Barrie, we frequently have to come in to participate in things because there's not a lot. But it's always worth it to come in and have cultural exchanges with groups or certain museums or displays or go on tours or trips
Okay.
to celebrate the culture.
All right. I want to take you back a little bit because I still want to know about, people need to know about you. Tell us, what do you do? Like, what day in the life of Darcy Hoover? Who are you? Like, you've been around for a while. You've been doing a lot in the city. People just don't know. So talk about it.
Well,
people know.
I started work. I was in film, and I did film and television production, and I made some documentaries. I made a feature film. I went into work for.
You're not giving us any names.
What?
I want to hear stuff. Like, where can we find you? Sorry, Darcy.
Where can you find me?
Yeah. Where can we find your stuff? I want to find your stuff.
Currently on Here to Help Live.
You know what?
And
Really?
where else would I want to be?
Very nice. Thank you, Darcy.
Thank you.
Jeez.
Thank you.
Continue. So.
We went into live theater at one point, and that's how I met Dave even years ago.
Yes.
Yes, this is a good story.
Yes.
I was a theater manager, and I was doing big shows downtown Toronto, like Phantom of the Opera and Sunset Boulevard, and I did a show called Ragtime. I got moved to New York City. I did that show there on Broadway, opened a theater there, went and opened the show in Chicago, and then got the opportunity to come back to Toronto to do The Lion King, which was just an enormous show. But by that time, I wasn't going to do theater management. I was just going to do marketing, merchandise marketing, and sell all the souvenirs. And Dave was there.
Then I was there. Yes, I
Dave was there, however briefly, but he was very good.
Mr.
I'm a hard
Dave.
worker.
Did us good. So I went on to a couple of shows after that, and then I kind of got out of doing that and into doing municipal work. So I worked for the City of Toronto at one point. I worked for the City of Vaughan at one point, and then I went to the City of Orillia. The City of Orillia was a very diverse cultural spot, a haven where you had museums, festivals, a theater. We had the casino that we didn't have anything to do with it, but it still brought people into town. Festivals, plays coming through, all sorts of events going on, art shows, exhibits, a very, very, very unique and wonderful place north of Toronto, which is just full of very creative people.
What's the best part about your job?
Best part of my job?
Best part of your job.
It's diverse. in so much that it's not necessarily always culturally bent. You know, we have a rec center opening next year.
Okay.
A $50 million plus rec center.
Wow.
Which is very, very important to the community. So that's being built from the ground up. So,
Wow.
so you know, trying to get people to use it, you know, to have pride in it and come down and appreciate it is going to be a good job.
Okay. And
So.
the worst part? Am I putting you on
Occasional
the
black flies.
spot? Seriously. That's the worst part of Aurelia. I can tell you. I can tell you the worst
I'm
part.
an ambassador of the city here now.
Well, you know how my feelings on Aurelia.
I don't think you even know where it is.
You know what, Darcy? I don't. But that's not the point, okay?
Is there anything north of 7 for you? Right.
It stops right there. I know about Barrie.
Yeah. Okay.
That's about it, though.
That's all right.
I know you live there, so
Yes,
that's
I
that's.
do.
So, you said that you started to get your children into it. How
Yes.
did that start happening?
Well, it came out of the lack of, you know, them having an understanding of who they were as people, and you know, I just really wanted them to being in the community that we're in. They get all the regular Caucasian stuff. They get the hockey games. They get the Tim Hortons. They get.
Did you say Tim Hortons and
well,
hockey?
It gets no better than that.
It's
Yeah.
a cultural thing.
Yeah.
It's a cultural thing. So, you know, it was on me to kind of say, and their mother to say, this is they have to learn. They have to learn everything.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's cool.
And if they like it, they like it. If they don't, they don't. Now, my daughter has chosen to go into performing arts. So she's certainly learned a lot from it.
Mm-hmm.
The boys play hockey, and the other one, I think, is probably going to go into it as well. But we'll see how it goes. That all comes in time. But we're very happy to be able to share this with our children.
Okay, and I know we're going to go into more details about parenting, like some of the struggles that you've had, because I know it hasn't been easy. Raising mixed children cannot be easy. There's a lot that you have to face with that, and I want to get into it. We don't have too much time to do that, but I want to maybe start what that's like. First of all, I'm going to just be real, because this is...
Okay.
You love black women.
That's as real as it gets. I got no filter over there.
Like, I'm just saying, Darcy. You have 4 children, and they're all mixed.
Yeah.
So you really love black women. When did this love for black women start? I'm sorry, I have to ask these questions. It's real conversation.
I probably got it from Star Trek. There was Lieutenant Uhura was on that, and that was pretty much.
Yes, I remember Lieutenant.
That was pretty sensational.
That was it for you?
And from there, it just progressed. And I just have appreciation for it and the art forms and the cultural and the music. You know,
I just put you on the spot.
put
didn't
me on
I?
the spot. You did. Yeah. That's all right, though.
I know.
I won't hide it.
No,
Yeah.
you don't.
Yeah.
It's all over Facebook, because we're going to talk about it. He has a page dedicated.
And it's a very lovely page.
Oh my goodness. This page is dedicated to some beautiful women. And I mean, there's a story behind it, which you will share coming up.
Yeah.
But this page is called The Color of Beauty. We're going to go into more details about that in the next segment. But The Color of Beauty is a page, when I first saw it, well, I was actually featured on it. So it was kind of like an ego thing a little bit for me.
How long ago was this, the featuring? Because I don't remember too
4
clearly.
years ago.
About 4 years ago?
Maybe 4 years ago.
Okay.
Yeah, about 4 years ago. But when I first saw it, I was like, this is so cool. And I didn't realize that Darcy was white. I had no idea. I was like,
Oh
this,
yeah, I don't.
yeah, you would
That's not
never,
important.
You
Yeah.
would never know. I just saw all these beautiful women. I was like, wow, and they're all black, and they all look good, and they're all pretty and
Right.
shaped brown and all different shades and colors. And I was like, wow. And then I was like, who's this Darcy guy? Scroll. Darcy? What? I was so confused.
Do you want the background of it now?
No,
We
not
don't
yet.
have to do another
we have to do it the
sequence.
next segment.
All right.
So
Okay. Well, I can't wait to fill you in on how it actually started and how it came to be.
it's going to be a wonderful
why
thing.
we do it.
And why you are doing it. And then we're going to go back into your love for black women, because I'm sorry, Darcy. This is important that we talk about. We are going to be, and you know what? I'm gonna give David. Last time I didn't give
Stop
David.
it.
Yeah, no, I never give David a chance to like speak because I talk too much. He says so. So I'm gonna let him ask some questions. I'm actually gonna shut up for a few seconds.
Really?
We'll be right back. Okay.
Discover the incredible India.
Welcome back, Dave. You're supposed to do it. You're supposed to welcome everyone back. Go ahead.
Welcome back, everybody.
I'll just smile.
Yes, and smile well, won't you? So we have, of course, our good friend Darcy Hoover, who's a special guest today. And of course, he is speaking regarding...
Color Beauty.
There we go.
Now, the Color of Beauty, I am not the organizer of this whatsoever. This was actually a film done by the National Film Board by Canadian model Renee Thompson. And she was the subject matter of this film. And it was when she went off to New York to learn how to be a model and how she was treated because of her skin color in,
of course, being over
various studios, shows, by designers, by dressers, by all kinds of things. It's a fascinating film. It's on the Color of Beauty Facebook page. It's pinned right at the top, so you can start off by watching the movie, and then you can go through it.
Start scrolling. Yes.
Because my daughter was interested in getting into media, and this is when she was very young, I thought I better immerse myself in how she's going to be treated if she wants to, because she was speaking of fashion or singing or some sort of stage life at that point. So okay, I'll just get into learning out what that's like. And I saw the film, and I contacted Renee, and we became friends. And she said, well, why don't you just kind of take over this group and run the social media?
Okay.
7 years later, we're still here doing it.
Awesome.
And it's got 5,400 people from all over the world, from all walks of life who are in it. Professionals, photographers, models, artists, musicians, regular people.
Right. Right.
Mothers, daughters.
Me,
you, friends, and people that are linked. All corners of the world are linked into this thing, and it's very active. Sometimes I don't get around to working on it too much, but then it comes back to life when it needs to come back. So that's it. That's why we do it.
Okay, so let's
and that's
talk
how I
about,
met Simone.
Yes, that's so. Yeah, that's exactly how. So there's a picture.
I think we have
there
some
is
of
a
those up there.
picture.
Featuring Canadian.
There is a picture. It's of me, and this is how Darcy met me, because I take these pictures when I was young and free and fun-loving. I was on the TTC, yay! I know.
Go Toronto Transit.
Yeah, the same thing.
I know.
But no,
But there she was, and I thought, well, that's just exactly what we need for this group. Is we need that kind of people sending in their own photos and saying, "Look at me," and that's what she did.
And we have a couple other ones. So there's a few that I pulled off of there. You can maybe talk about who they are. So Renee Thompson, who you mentioned, there is a picture of her, I believe, that I found, a black and white one.
Yeah, that's Renee. Yeah,
that's her.
That was when
beautiful young lady, and she's a singer too. Yes,
she does sing as well.
She sings as well.
Okay.
So she's what's the background on her, on Mrs. Renee Thompson? Not too much.
She's from Canadian Well, she's Canadian.
There you go.
And she's lovely. And she works here in New York, and she works all over the world.
Okay.
And she started at a very young age and has gone through certain phases, but she's still doing it. She's still fabulous.
Excellent.
She still posts all her work.
Yes, I've seen. Big up to you, girl. And she's from here, yes?
Yes, she is.
Canadian girl. Love it. We have Tanika Lewis Johnson. Remember I was trying to figure out her name? She's a photographer. So there's a picture of Mrs. Tanika Lewis Johnson. There's a lot of, this is her. Beautiful young lady. She's a newer one on your page.
She's a new, and she came on there as a photographer because she was featured in a couple of curated pieces, I believe, in New York and Chicago. And I really liked her style, and I thought she represented Edge Hill, I believe. I can't remember the name of the community. Edge Hill, Chicago, I think it was. She represented her community.
I can't remember.
in this collage, and I thought it was fantastic work. So I reached out to her and I said, "Do you mind if we showcase your stuff?" And she said, "Absolutely not." So
that's awesome.
That's kind of how we link people. And there's other people that she can get in touch with. Their models, other photographers in different cities and things. So.
Then there is a Crystal Lackland, which is
Crystal Lackland.
I got her picture. She's really...
From Portland, Oregon.
Yeah.
She's a model.
Look at her.
Oh, but she's a makeup artist.
Look at her, yeah.
But she does model.
Okay.
Look at that. Incredible. And no hair. I miss my bald head. It's so like classical. Thing. It's very bold.
I think that's a before and after. But
yes, it's before makeup and then after.
There's all sorts of tutorials on here too, right? So I mean, it's a go-to place for this sort of thing if you like it.
And there's a Zakia Zaneba. Again, I just want to show you. This is the.
Oh, she's Canadian.
Yeah, another Canadian. Now, but this is what is being displayed on this page, The Color of Beauty. So again, this is why I was so fascinated by this page. So.
It's not always pro shots. It's people that have just mastered the art of the good selfie and post it and
because some people
if you're one of these people and you join the group, you may be contacted because we do features.
There you go, right?
So with The Color of Beauty, I know you said your daughter was going to the arts, but there was something else with that because I remember this is something that struck me. You said that you wanted your daughter to see images of beautiful black women, images of herself.
Absolutely, yeah.
That was one of the things that caught me with this when I first asked you about it.
Yeah, that they had to see how they were being represented in the media, but they also want to be proud of if they chose to be proud of these images, and most people are that involve this sort of thing, then that's what it's there as a forum for, and it was positive for all my children to see themselves in a productive and a positive light.
Right.
Appreciate.
I could imagine, especially now, of course, with the performing arts being a very rough place. Like we never think, of course, the type of insults, right, that could take place, especially within the performing arts. So with that being said, has your daughter ever occurred or that type of situation where?
Well, she's ready for it.
Okay.
She's ready for it, but she's still very much in the school level. But next year she goes off to college. It's going to be much more competitive for her. It's competitive enough at the level she's at, but she's got a handle on it because she's unique.
How have you prepared her for it?
Prepared for going to college?
No, prepared her for what she's going to encounter in the performing arts.
Well, I always tell her to be who she is and do the best she can be and go after the role you want. Don't sit in the chorus, honey.
For real.
Get out and go for the big role, because that's where you'll be noticed, and then that's how you'll know how they feel about you.
Very, very cool. So, Mr. Rankin, I'm going to again, I do a lot of the talking. I'm really trying to phase out because I talk too much. So I don't want to do too much talking. I know you have some stuff. Why are you laughing? Hold on. You see, I wasn't going to call out my engineer until right now. Why are you laughing, Grant?
Stop it.
What's the problem? Are you saying I talk too much?
Stop it.
Okay. Go ahead, Dave. Go ahead.
With the boys playing hockey, what type of positive images have they seen, especially within now, of course, that realm?
Well, they don't only play hockey. They love their baseball. They love their basketball. They love their. They do love their hockey. What can I say? One of them plays soccer. One of them plays football. And it's just relentless.
Yes.
Right. So they're out there in all kinds of different forums.
Good.
And they're really picking up on the professional side of it. So they do their best to represent who they are in all these groups, and they pick up from kids they play with and other communities that they play against.
Right. That's excellent.
Yeah.
Definitely. Because, I mean...
You can't deny that it's not a cultural part of Canada or North America. Right?
Exactly. I mean, I grew up playing hockey. Most people, most brothers in my generation, before they picked up a basketball, we were learning how to skate.
You learned to skate.
Dave can skate.
Yeah.
I can skate. Don't fool me, because I got a little bit of white. I can skate. I got pictures.
You're old, Dave. When we get back, we are going to go into what I would really like to finish this with, which is the work that Darcy does with his children, things he does for them on summer vacations where he takes them. We'll be back. Why are you laughing at me?
You set me up.
I'm setting him up. We'll be right back.
Discover the incredible India.
Are you retiring smart? Make your home's equity work for you. With your home's equity and our 30 years of experience, the Retire Smart Properties team can help you achieve the quality of life you've always wanted. Our services are 360 degrees. We'll give you advice, take care of staging and selling, and help you find the perfect home and community to transition to. It's time to enjoy the retirement lifestyle you deserve. Visit our website today to learn how you can use your home to retire comfortably. The Retire Smart Properties team, powered by RE/MAX West.
You guys get us like when we're in the movie. We come back from. Welcome back to Here to Help, guys. So if you're just joining us, we are here with the magnificent manager of marketing, Darcy Hoover.
Thank you.
Why are you shaking your head? You didn't like your title? Magnificent manager of marketing?
Well, it's all right. Yeah.
Just all right? Okay, I'll get some adjectives. Hold on.
Stop it.
Stupendous. Sales of self.
Sales of self.
Sales of self.
Is that good?
Yeah, sure. It's all good.
He doesn't like my adjectives. I tried. I really did. Everybody, today's show we are talking about, well, we're getting some perspective. I've introduced to the MyTCN TV network my friend, Mr. Darcy Hoover. Of course, I have my co-host, who I'm allowing to say a lot more today.
Wow. Thank you. I'm here.
Mr. Dave Rankin. So now, one of the things with the show that I posted about was I do want to speak on, because I've always been very impressed with you, Darcy, with how you raise your children. Honest, I don't have children yet, but I'm impressed with what you do with your children. So, and the reason I'm impressed, and I've said it to Dave, is unfortunately, like in our community, some of the things you do, some parents I know don't even do. It's extremely unfortunate, because I feel like our children are disadvantaged.
Well, everyone gets to it in their own time, and I made it my point of doing this. We have 4 kids who sometimes are hard to coordinate all together. So when we have holidays, we tend to do them very close and stay with each other weeks on end and go to do something which is not necessarily relaxing. There's always time to relax, but really involves them and that they learn from. A lot of historical tours. One year we followed the trail of the Underground Railroad all the way from Detroit and through.
I got this. Amherstburg.
Amherstburg.
Got it.
To the Freedom Museum. Uncle Tom's Cabin. The very bottom of Pelee Island, which is the southernmost point in Canada, where a lot of people came aboard Canada or came to Canada, floating in boxes or in boats under the dead of night, and then going. Oh man, we followed this trail all the way through cornfields and dirt roads and everything, all the way up to Oro-Medonte.
Wow.
Which has a newly restored church up there representing the African Episcopal Church, which I think was built in 1842. So, very old trails and very old history. So that's the sort of thing we do. Now, Dad's particular history lesson eventually ends in there has to be an indoor pool or
right, something for them to do and
something for them to go reel them back in.
Like, yeah, Dad, we're done here.
Yeah, we're done here.
We're done laying in these boxes.
That's right. She had to say it. Yes. You can do this.
So Darcy was telling us.
Amherst.
Amherstburg. You're messing up the name, man.
I knew I would.
So Amherstburg, they actually have the slave boxes.
They have slave boxes. They have all the armories, chains, all those sorts of things. Tools brought from Africa that made the journey, techniques which they used as farmers, because a lot of them came here and were given land, allotments of land. They had their own church, they had their own stores, their own businesses, their own farming implements, their own space, right, all the way up to Oromadante, okay, and it's really amazing to go see these plots of land and see exactly how they lived and where they lived.
What else have you done like that?
Like that sort of thing? Mm-hmm. Well, we go to Karasaga and we go to the art gallery and we go see black films. You know, they watch a lot of black television. You know, which is you know, everyone's watching.
Like Blackish.
Not Black. No, they watch the Get Down.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a good one. The Get Down was good.
That is very good.
That was a good one.
Or Boondocks. They've seen all the Boondocks.
Oh,
nice.
If you haven't watched Boondocks yet, guys,
you know,
get on Boondocks. Do you like Boondocks?
Yeah.
It's kind of cool.
I've seen them all. I love
it's very political.
Yeah.
Extremely political, but it's
yeah,
a good
they're
show.
short, you know, and you can they tell a story and then you can explain it and you can dwell.
You can
on
move
it
on. Exactly.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Dave. I'm done.
You're done?
I'm done. I've done. This is my speaking quota for the day. I'm
no, it
finished.
Really.
Done. I'll just smile.
But there's positive and negative to these sorts of programmings.
Yes.
You know,
yeah.
You know, I mean, there's is it Empire? Everyone's got a gun down their pants or something, right?
Exactly, right?
And it's kind of like Dallas.
It is. Now that you mention
Dallas.
it, yes,
with guns,
with the generations.
It's the Black Dallas.
Do you remember Dallas? Does anyone out there remember? Are you old enough to remember Dallas? Mind you, it was a good show. I liked Dallas.
Falcon Crest.
Yes.
Falcon Crest.
Yes.
Wow.
Lorenzo Lomas or something like that? Yes.
He was as brown as they got out of Falcon Crest.
There you go.
Oh, wow. I don't know these things. I'm too young to know that.
Really?
I wasn't around for Falcon Crest, unfortunately, so I can't join in the joke.
With the children going on these trips, of course, towards these historic sites, what has been their reaction?
Oh, they love it. They think it's a memory for them. You know, I don't want to take away from the enjoyment of the X or Wonderland or something like that. But I mean, that's always there as a constant go-to. You know, if you can have something and reach out to your children and give them the experience of a Caravana or a Raptors game or anything like that, where they're really going to remember it as a memory, then you should, you know. Or music festivals. Now, in the community we live in, there's not a very big black community. We have to go outside, you know. But there is a steel pan band, apparently.
Oh, nice!
In
I didn't even
Barrie?
know. Barrie?
Yeah.
Yeah.
In Barrie?
Wow.
You have to find it. It's there. It's
I always ask you why you're out there. It's just, what's there?
my parents.
Okay, that's very important.
And I grew up out there, and I moved away quickly, and I got way down here, in New York, and things. And when I went back to, first of all, we bought a house when I moved back to Canada. We bought a house up there, and then Aurelia was the first opportunity I ever had to work in the area that I grew up in, since I was, you know, bagging groceries or pumping gas or something.
Okay.
You know, in high school.
Yeah.
So I never had the opportunity to come back and work in my chosen field.
I've always asked you, Darcy, if there's any black people in Aurelia. I always ask you this.
Yes, there are.
How many?
Well, we have Georgian College and we have Lakehead University. So when class is in session, there's quite a few people from all over Canada who've chosen to go to school there.
I always clown him about Aurelia because I'm like,
Really?
what are you marketing? What's there?
Well, there's two important pieces now.
The dirty
right?
look I just got, like, really, Simone? Like, I'm the manager. I'm trying to defend this city here. Aurelia is a beautiful city. Your piece.
It is. It is.
Here was your selling. Here it was. Here was your moment, Darcy.
It is. So I would encourage everyone to try to take some time to go up there. It's a 4-season community. So if you're an outdoors person and you like that sort of thing, you can go skiing there. You can go snowmobiling. You can go hiking. You can go ice fishing. The constant is the casino, which is there.
Okay.
The constant is the waterfront parks that we promote. And there's lots of camping. If you like that sort of thing.
Not
too.
one thing. In
Hiking.
Not one.
Really?
Nothing.
Nothing.
Is there a beach?
Yeah.
Got me.
Freshwater beach.
Fresh
Got
water.
me.
There you go.
Sold. I'm coming to Aurelia.
Yeah, but you don't like the mosquitoes, so.
There's mosquitoes out there and stuff? Oh, black flies.
On occasion. More mosquitoes than black flies.
Oh, okay. So do I get some hookups if I come to Aurelia? You know I'm going to ask for a hookup. So, Mr.
Like
Darcy.
recommendations.
Please. So if you were going to give any advice to parents with mixed children, fathers with mixed children, anyone with mixed children, what advice would you give them? Well, especially when it comes to dealing with both cultures, because you have to deal with both, because a child, if they're mixed, is both.
Yeah, because I have my traits, or my past is Irish English based, and their mothers is from the Caribbean, from Barbados. But from that you get Africa, you get also all sorts of things. I would suggest that the two parents decide if they want to go that route.
Okay.
And one should not overpower the other.
So this is just having dialogue.
Yeah.
Okay.
And see if they like it. They might not like it.
Makes sense.
Or they might not be. They may be too young to like it now. They may have an appreciation for Caribbean dance later that they don't have when they're 8.
Yeah.
No, Dad, I don't know. I'm done.
I don't want to do this dance.
Yeah. Where's my tablet?
Isn't that what they mostly say now?
No, what they mostly say, but.
That's cool. But Darcy, honestly, I'd like to thank you for taking some time out of your very busy schedule to come in and visit and say hi to all of us. So I clown Aurelia, but head to Aurelia. Hiking? I'd like to thank Darcy for coming in. Thank everyone for watching us today. Any questions, comments, anything, please post below. We'll see everyone next week. Have a wonderful evening.
Peace and love, family.
Thank you very much.